Midian, what a record. Guess who? It's Cradle of Filth. I was thinking about this record a while ago and I've got lots of memories related to it. It was released in year 2000 and is the album that follows Cruelty and the Beast, another seminal album that we'll have time in due course to talk about. So Midian is the first album that doesn't see Nicholas Barker behind the drums. It was a great loss, I must admit, because Nicholas Barker is probably deemed to be one of the best black metal drummers ever. In general, in the extreme music, he's probably the most technical, and as far as I'm concerned, he's able to do a lot of great work. However, this album doesn't see him because he had already departed by joining Dimmu Borgir, another brilliant seminal Norwegian band, but obviously there will be a time to talk about them also. So the genre here is a symphonic black metal. Symphonic why? Because obviously they put lots of symphony in their songs. So there's lots of violin going on, there's lots of instruments that resemble the orchestra. I'm not sure if everything was created by the keyboardists, I believe so. Many things were created in the studio, but obviously those sounds are typical from the orchestra. But Midian, although Nicholas Barker is not there anymore, is a great production. It's still produced in an underground label and it's insanely beautiful. Listen to it, you then will know what I'm talking about. It's a mixture of thrash metal, of course. There's lots of screams, obviously. Danny Filth is very famous for his screams, very high-pitched screams. The opener is an intro, which is very building up to what then is going to happen with Tulu Dawn. And Tulu Dawn is a typical Cradle of Filth, screamy, like very gothic sounds where lots of different instruments capitalize together and give us such a great emotional time whenever we are into that depth of the ghoulish world of Cradle of Filth. Lots of songs are incredibly beautiful in this album. So Tearing the Veil from Grace is another masterpiece. Then there's Satanic Mantra thing, which is the intro that opens another song, which I can't remember which one it is. But anyway, so another album to listen to. And if you comment down below and let me know what's the album that you want me to talk about afterwards, because I know pretty much all of them, especially the first records, starting from The Principle of Evil, followed by Dusk and Their Embrace, plus Cruelty and the Beast, and all the classics that we all know about Cradle of Filth. But this is probably the album I wanted to start it from, because it's that album that really caught my attention when I purchased it a long time ago. I knew already Cradle of Filth from Cruelty and the Beast, which I liked already, but I didn't know the album very well, apart from a few songs. But then when I purchased Midian, that was what introduced me to the typical Cradle of Filthian sound, and then I fell in love completely with that band and genre. From there, then I moved on to a bit of more pure black metal, like Dark Throne and Immortal, which, by the way, is another band that we need to mention as soon as possible. But Cradle of Filth is probably the gateway for me to get into this kind of dark, extreme sound. Although they are not as extreme as other bands that especially formed in the Scandinavian regions, but because they obviously did the sound of the symphony, by definition they can be as extreme. But there are lots of parts which are really extreme. They're considered to be in that genre anyway, because not only they scream, but also the lyrics are dark, and the performance, the makeup, the dresses, and all those things that for some people are black metal cliches, but Cradle of Filth personalized quite a lot, because then they put lots of vampiresque stories. The lyrics are very complex and long as well, long-winded. There's lots of intellectual, archaic English words as well, which are not very easy to decipher sometimes, especially for people who don't speak English anyway. And back in the days, I didn't really speak English, so translating the lyrics was such a daunting task for me. But I think I've come such a long way. Apart from the lyrics anyway, so it's the sound which I've always been drawn to, that darkness, those atmospheres that really bands like Cradle of Filth and Dimmu Borgir and few of other melodic, symphonic black metal bands are able to. But those main principal bands, I would say, are Cradle of Filth and Dimmu Borgir, if you wanna really get into this kind of genre, which is very complex and very interesting. Again, Midian, Midian is the album which I would start from if I were you. Is basically where I started from. I knew, as I said, Cradle of Filth before, but then this is what really made me love them completely. And then from there, I started to discover, in retrospect, all the albums that they were famous for, including Dusk and Air Embrace and Vampire. Although Vampire is the one I'm not really familiar with. I know a few songs, but I've never listened to it for the whole entirety many times. So I'm not very, I should say, an expert of that album. Please comment down below and let me know which one is the next album you want me to talk about and suggest to you. Because as you can see, my discography is quite vast and I can talk about albums over and over again forever. Just let me know. I'm sure if you are in the genre, I am pretty much familiar with the album that you are suggesting me to talk about, and then I will, or if I'm not, then I will do my best to listen to it and then find out as much as possible about it. Okay, let me know what you think. Let me know what your next interest will be when it comes to my videos. Have a lovely night, if it's night there, wherever you are. Okay, bye bye. Talk to you soon. Cheers. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button down below.